everyone, welcome to episode 22 of the Salapaloosa and its video cast. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and if you're a new viewer, thank you for stopping by and welcome to the podcast. My name is Elizabeth and I'm coming to you from the beautiful city of Bergen, which is located in the western part of Norway, and this is where I live with my wonderful long-term boyfriend Christian and where I work in a psychiatric hospital. It is Thursday, the 6th of September today, and it's another rainy, gloomy day as usual, but that's perfect for sitting inside and talking about knitting. This is a podcast primarily about knitting. We also have some crochet, some sewing and some embroidery now and then, but primarily we are here talking about knitting. And if you want to get in touch with me, I am Salaploosa Knits on Ravelry. No, that's not right. I'm Salaploosa Knits on Instagram. Sorry about that. That is where I am absolutely the most active. I'm a big fan of Instagram, and I'm Salaploosa on Ravelry. We have a podcast group for the podcast. We have a Ravelry group for the podcast, and it is Salapaloosa Knits podcast. If you enter that in the groups tab on Ravelry, you should be able to find us. Yes, what else? Email salapaloosanknits@gmail.com. Feel free to get in touch with any inquiries or collaborations, anything, questions, whatever you feel like. I will reply as soon as I can. Yes. What else? I think probably that's all we need to talk about, isn't it? Grab your knitting and your preferred cozy beverage and let's get into it. I'm having coffee today. We do have a little bit of admin to talk about before we do get into the knitting, come to think of it. We have a couple of knit-alongs going. The first one is the Fall Prep Cal, which is hosted by yours truly and Rachel of the Knit and Knitabilities podcast and Stevie of BB's Handmade Dress. And we are doing a cal called the Fall Prep Cal, and it is basically just knit whatever you'd like to wear when fall hits. It is September. It may have gotten a little chilly some places already. It's quite humid and warm here at the moment, so not a lot of knitwear for me right now, but hopefully the chill will come creeping soon and I'll be able to wrap up in some good knits as well. Yes, so the cal is supposed to run at least all the way through September, so there's plenty of time to join in. You can definitely enter with some started objects, some whips, but nothing that's like close to 50% done. It has to be just started, or else it wouldn't be fair to everyone else. But there is a chat thread in the Ravelry group, and there is also an FO thread, so feel free to pop in there and get eligible for some lovely prizes. If you want to donate a prize for the cal, please get in touch with me. Yes, that would be highly appreciated. Yes, the next cal that's happening right now is, well, there's a lot of different ones, but the other one that I'm hosting is the Hello Sock Along. I have a 3-part sock collection that is called the Hello Sock Collection, and the first one was published in mid-August, and in just a couple of weeks the second pattern will be released, and I am hosting a knit-along for the entire collection in the Ravelry group, so head on over there. It is also eligible to enter for all of my lovely test knitters, and yes, hopefully we will have a lot of fun doing that, and yes, pop on in there. If you are knitting the invisibility socks. By the way, thank you so much to everyone for your warm welcome for the pattern. I'm just going to grab the socks right over there. This was the first installment. I'm just going to pop it on my hand because I don't have a sock block at the moment with me. Alright, sock puppet. This is Invisibility. It is the first installment of the Hallows sock collection. This particular pattern was inspired by the Invisibility cloak from Harry Potter. And thank you so much to everyone who has been getting excited about the pattern and has purchased the pattern. I'm incredibly humbled and appreciative of every single one of you. Yes. So that's Invisibility. It's the first pattern and it is released and available on Ravelry as we speak. Yes. If you want to donate a prize for the Hallows sock collection, it could be Harry Potter related, but it does not have to be. Please feel free to get in touch with me and let me know. I would really, really appreciate it. Alright, I think that was probably all of the admin. I think so. Have I forgotten anything? I don't think so, but I'm getting quite warm already from all of these lights, so I'm just going to have a sip of Pepsi. Okay, so what have I been working on? It's been a couple of weeks since the last episode, due to a series of unfortunate events like hitting my head and tons of migraines, not related to the hitting of the head, but still. And also with some travelling and working, yeah, it hasn't been in the cards, unfortunately. But we are here and I have some exciting new things to show you. I have a lot of the knitting time that I've had lately has been going to working on my new patterns and some new designs that I've been working on, and I'm quite excited about it. There's two new sweater patterns that I just need to do something there. There's two new sweater patterns that I have been working on, and I'm very, very excited about both of them. They're not quite ready to be revealed to the public quite yet, but they will make their appearance hopefully quite shortly. And there's a couple of sock patterns, there's a shawl that I'm working on, and I have designed a pair of mittens, and I am very excited about them. Hopefully they will be released in about a week or two. Make sure you pay attention on Instagram if you are interested in when they'll be released, because that is where I will publish it first. Yes, and I was thinking that I would get you a little sneak peek of the pattern. I'm not showing you all of it, but I'm going to show you a little bit of it. And yeah, hopefully it won't feel just miserable that I keep talking about projects that I can't show you, because I know that can be a little annoying. Okay, these are the Minerva mittens, and here they are. I am so thrilled about this pattern. I really hope you like it. There's been, it's been a roller coaster, and I'm super pleased personally with the way they turned out, if I'm allowed to say that. They've got this extended long lace cuff that is very fitted and comfortable, and it was really snug and lovely inside a coat, inside the cuff of a coat, and just stop all the wind from getting inside your arms. And yes, I'm quite excited. I'm not going to, yeah, I'm trying not to, you know, toot my own horn here, but I'm so pleased with the way they turned out. And yes, I really hope you like them. Do let me know what you think. And yes, like I said, the pattern will be released within a few weeks. I will let you know as soon as they are out, firstly on Instagram. Yes, the mittens are knit in fingering weight yarn. This particular one is knit in the Filcolina what is it? Filcolina Aweta, yeah, Aweta Classic, and it is a fingering weight yarn. I've knitted in this gorgeous mustard colour and in white, which I think are just lovely for colour work. Yes, yeah, this just feels a little bit like my baby, to be honest. I feel like I've been grooming it for so long, and it's almost ready to go out into the world and, yeah, seek its own adventures. Yes. They will be released within the next couple of weeks, and yeah, I really hope you like them. They are currently out to test knitters, and yes, I really hope you like them. Do let me know what you think. Do you let me know what you think? Yes, I'm also working on another secret test knit that I can't show you yet, but I'm really excited about them. They are beautiful. That's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? Well, I'm not telling you who it's by yet. Alright, I've been on a bit of a colourwork kick lately. There's no beating around the bush, that's definitely what it is. And, ooh, hair in my mouth. And I have cast on another lovely new project. Where did I put that back? Conveniently, it's all the way underneath my chair. That makes a lot of sense, Elizabeth. This is living in my Amelia, what is it? Amelia Joy? Yes, Amelia Joy project bag. This lovely squirrel fabric. And let me see, let me just pull my notes up, there we go. And it is a colourwork cardigan. Oh, I forgot to bring the picture with me. I will pop in a picture right here of what it is supposed to look like when it's finished. Alright. Let me just rearrange it for a second. Alright, this is one at, it doesn't look like much, but this is actually quite a bit of knitting. This ribbing it's like 4 inches, and it took a while. You know, ribbing, I don't usually mind ribbing very much, but I got a little bored knitting it in white forever and ever, and it was back and forth. And this will be steeked, so you can see the little steek stitches right there. And yes, it's I didn't say what this is. It's a colourwork cardigan, and it is called Kristall Damekofta. It is by Sannes Garn. Both the recipe, or just both the pattern and the yarn is by Sannes Garn. And yes, did I bring some extra balls to show you? I'm a total mess today. What is this? This is the yarn Tun Merino by Sunnis Garn. It literally just means thin merino by Sunnis Yarn. It's quite lovely, it's quite plump, it's 100% merino, and it is a superwash yarn, which is good. Although it's not really ideal for colour work though, but yeah, whatever. This is the yarn that the pattern called for, and I'm really liking the way it's knitting up. Yeah, it's 50 gram balls. The other one, I will put the. But I was so sure that I bought an extra ball of this. Apparently not. I will put the colour. Well, I can tell you this one. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a mess today. This is colour 1002, this white one. And the colour contrasting I'm using is this gorgeous blue-grey colour. I love this colour. I think it is so beautiful. This sort of dirty grey-blue, steel, green-ish colour. I will put the name of it in the show notes, which can be located on Ravelry. Anyways, I'm knitting it on my Chiago red lace, and I've got a couple of stitch markers on here. I got my little there we go, my little Jiggles and Beans glow in the dark vampire. Isn't he the cutest? It seems appropriate. We are in September, which is almost October, which is Halloween. So there you go. And the other one I'm using is this adorable stitch marker by Million Dots. You know how much I love them. And this is a little strawberry that the lovely Eugenia that makes these sent me as a gift in my latest order from her. I will talk a little bit more about that later. That was a little bit of an Irish accent for you. Yeah, I'm all over the place today. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. It feels like this is a recurring thing that I just mess a little bit of, and then I mess up and I have a sip of coffee to gather my thoughts. That's why I'm doing it. I don't really need the coffee, I just need to gather myself and have a think from the podcast trick for you there. It's not a secret anymore though. The secret's out. Alright, back to the colourwork. Yes, I do. I think the pattern is really lovely, but this particular pattern is going to be absolutely all across the cardigan. So it might be a little bit tiresome, and I can already feel this turning into an UFO, but I will try to stick with it. I'm thinking that maybe I should sort of do a give myself sort of like a progress schedule, maybe doing a certain amount each week to make sure that this doesn't turn into a UFO, but yeah. We'll see. I really do want to wear it though. This is definitely going to be more of a product knit for me, and I think it looks really beautiful. It's a little bit different than most of the colourwork, sort of traditional colourwork cardigans, because this is a little bit more slim and a little bit more feminine and fitted, which I like. And that really made me sort of draw to it a little bit. And also I really liked the pattern, and I really liked the thought of having sort of a white colourwork cardigan. Yes, I'm quite excited about it, honestly. I just really need to, you know, keep at it. The yarn for this cardigan was actually gifted to me, which was incredibly generous and kind. Yes, I'm knitting this in the extra small size. I did some measuring, and yeah, that seemed to be the right one. And like I said, it's supposed to be quite fitted and slim. Yeah, so that's that. Alrighty. As you know, I have heaps and heaps of whips at the moment, and the last few episodes have been all about the socks. It's been a little bit of a sock galore, and because of the overwhelming amount of socks, and I felt a little bit like I was just repeating all the whips, because I had so many, and I just done a little bit of work on every single one of them for a couple of weeks now. So I'm actually thinking that I'm not going to show you all of those, because I know that I've done so little work on them that it's just, there's no point in showing them. If you're curious, rewatch last week's episodes, and I'm basically still at that point with most of them. So I thought that I would show you all of these new things instead, and make a bit of a shorter episode this week, and then hopefully I will have made a lot more progress next week, and I do think that I will be able to podcast again already next week. So there, you know, it's all gonna work out. We're trying something different. Just a little zip again to gather my thoughts. Alright, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some embroidery as well. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I've been on a little bit of a embroidery kick lately. I ordered this gorgeous pattern. I think it was actually before Christmas last, and I love everything that is growing and living, you know, like whether it's animals or gardening, or yeah, food, whatever. Not that food, I mean, you don't really want your food to grow. That's not good, unless it's, you know, a yeast dough, then you want it to grow. Sorry, tangent. Where was I? Yes. Point being, I love flowers. I love gardening. I love plants and house plants and cacti. I love cacti. And huge green plants. I love them. I really want all of our house to feel like a jungle in a house. But Christian does not share my love for, you know, overwhelming amounts of flowers and plants in our house. So we have compromised, and as long as the plants aren't actually in the way, he doesn't mind. So yes, long story to tell you that this is the reason why I was very much drawn to this pattern. It's by Bustle and Sew, and it's called Rosie's Houseplants. I have showed you the same one for a few weeks now, because I've been working on it for a little while. And anyways, I bought the pattern. I was planning on sewing it for Christmas break, but it just didn't turn out like that. And then it's just been lingering for a while, and I don't really know why, because I've been wanting to grab onto it for a while, but it just hasn't happened. And then I saw the lovely, lovely projects that Rachel of Knit Knitabilities had hand embroidered. It was these gorgeous pillowcases. It was a wedding gift, and I really wanted to embroider something. And then I remembered this lovely pattern that I had on hold, and I grabbed it, and what's happening here? I grabbed it, and yes, I just loved it. So I've been embroidering on this project for a little while, and you guys, it's finally finished. I have not framed it yet. I have not hung it because I really wanted to hang it in a big hoop, but I didn't have a hoop large enough. It's quite a huge pattern actually. Well, not like huge like a tablecloth or anything like that, but I guess it's sort of big to be sort of hung in a hoop. But I really want that. And I also looked at some rectangular frames, but I didn't have one that would fit. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to show you. Here we go. This is the Rosie's House Plants, and it is the pattern by Bustle and Sew. And I am thrilled with the way that it turned out. I'm so excited about it. This pattern was not really that much of a beginner pattern, but at the same time I had a look at it and I decided that it would just work great as a sampler, and it would give me the opportunity to really practice a lot of the different stitches. I hadn't done much embroidery since I was a little girl actually, and at that point it was mostly cross stitch, and yeah, so I did find a few of the stitches quite challenging, especially, I talked about this last week as well, let me just rearrange myself so I can show you better. The bullion stitch, also known as the coil stitch, which is what these little flowers down here, hopefully you can see that, these little flowers are made of, and it was immensely difficult to get hold on how to do it. And yes, they were not my favorite. I did not enjoy them at all, honestly. I'm sure there are some tips and tricks on how to do it properly, but I just couldn't get the hang of it. If any of you lovely people are avid hand embroiderers and know if there are any good resource pages or anything like that, please let me know, because let's just say that I would need it. And another thing that I really love about this is that well, there are quite a few different stitches on here, and a lot of them you do quite a few times, and because of that I can see a clear development in my technique and abilities along the rows, and as I progressed with my stitching, I really got the hang of some of them, and I think that's just lovely to see. And because of that, I thought that was quite charming and lovely to see that development. So as I got the hang of it, I considered for a second to redo some of them, but I decided that I like it like this. I like seeing the development and the progress and everything. Yes. Like I said, I did not like the coil stitch, but there are a few ones that I really love to do. I really loved the fly stitches, which is these little triangles right there. also right there. I really like doing those. I love the lacy daisy stitches, which are what these little flowers, the daisy's hair are made of. I also love the French knots. There are quite a few of the French knots. There are some on this pot right here, but this one, but most of them are on this beautiful cactus. All of this, sorry if this is really wobbly, all of this, can you see that? I think you can. All of this is made up of a million teeny tiny French knots. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful. It's got so much structure and, oh, I'm not showing anything, there we go. It's got so much structure on it and I think it's just absolutely fabulous. And I also really like the, the blanket stitch, which is what all of these shells are made up of. I really like doing those as well. And it doesn't look like a huge project, but you guys, this took quite a lot of time. There are so much satin stitches on here. And the first time I used the satin stitches, it was on this one right there. And I don't know how well you can see it, but if you compare that with, say, this one in the middle here, you can see that I really figured out how much thread to use and how tight to make them to get the effect that I wanted, and to make it look as tight and beautiful as possible. And there is quite a bit of a difference actually, because on this one it was done in a jiffy. I used hardly any time. It was, yeah, 1, 2, 3 and I was there. But on this one I spent ages just getting it as tight and beautiful as I wanted, and there is such a big difference. So I'm definitely just, yeah, I've learned from that. Take your time and do them very, very, very tightly and they turn out just so much better. What else? Yeah, I think that's probably what I had to say about the different stitches. Now, as for the pattern itself, I got a kit. It was from Bustle and Sew, and because I'm just getting into embroidery, I don't have, you know, any equipment. I don't have a lot of fabric to embroider on. I suppose I could use any of my sewing fabric really, but I do not have any thread. I don't have any embroidery thread, so I decided that a kit would probably be a good idea. So I got this one from Bustle and Sew. It's called Rosie's Houseplants. All in all, I think it's good. I love the design. I think it's absolutely charming, but I did find that it was a little bit lacking in information. Up in the stitch guide, it says, you know, this is this stitch and that one is a long and short stitch and this is a satin stitch, and all the things with the picture and how you what different stitches to make. There were quite a few that weren't listed there, which, you know, if you're an avid embroiderer, you probably wouldn't care, but as a bit of a beginner I found that a little bit frustrating. I was able to figure it out though without any real issues, but I do think that they should have put that in there. Also, in the picture, I think it's somewhere here, yes, there we go. In the photo, this one is made to look sort of like a fern, which is lovely and beautiful, and I wish that there had been some note about that in the stitch guide, but it only said to do a satin stitch, and you know, this was pre-printed, so I did do a satin stitch on it, but it doesn't look anything like a fern because I didn't know that I was supposed to, you know, I don't know what technique they've used really. Well, sort of made the thread into small peaks and branches on the side to make it a little bit more ferny. Ferny, a new word of the day, ferny. Anyways, I would have liked to know that, for instance, because, you know, I wanted it to be like the picture. So that's one of the things that I would have liked to see differently. Also, when I got the kit, the threads were a tangled mess. I did not appreciate that. That was maybe one of the reasons why I kept it lying around for a while, because I knew that before I could do anything I would have to start detangling everything, and that just did not seem very appealing. So I think they should definitely have tried something differently there with the way they organized it. Also, I found that a couple of the thread, there were just barely enough thread for some of the colors, which I guess it's fine, but it does not leave any room for making any sort of mistakes. And with the threads being all tangled, it was just lucky that I didn't have to throw any of them away. So yeah, that's just a few things that personally I would have done that differently if it was my pattern, but other than that, I love the design. Yeah, and also a couple of places in the stitch guide I found a few mistakes because it sort of stated that you should use 2 threads unless otherwise stated, and there were quite a few places, if I looked at the picture, that they had clearly used only 1 thread, but they didn't state it in the stitch guide, and I did find that a little bit annoying. But like I said, I do love the design. It's lovely, and I was able to figure it all out. And you know, if you're used to doing a lot of embroidery, you probably wouldn't even have thought about it. Maybe, I don't know. And maybe this is a common thing. I don't know. This is the first kit that I've used. But other than that, like I said, I really love the design. I think it's beautiful, and what else? Yeah, I love the way it turned out. I can't wait to hang it up somewhere. Alright. Yes, I'm going to stick with the embroidery for a second, because I got a couple of new ones. Ow! Like I said last week, I ordered a couple of new kits from a different designer, and I have been drooling over this shop for so long. This is an incredible designer. I'm going to try to say the name without butchering it, but it is Tema Nahe Yanai. That was probably wrong, but I will link to it in the show notes. And her shop is just absolutely stunning. I wanted every single one of the kits desperately. I want to make every single one of them. I loved her aesthetic so much. So I got 2 kits, and it will not be the last 2. Let's just put it like that. her packaging was incredible. Everything was wrapped in pink tissue paper, and it was wrapped with a beautiful light blue bow, and it was just so lovely. And the packaging on the actual kits are also gorgeous. I'm going to show you. The first one is this one. It is called Blossoming Garden, and the kits come in a bag like this. I don't think, no, there's no stitch guide there. Alright, so it comes like this, with the pre-printed fabric and an embroidery needle and the stitch guide with a photo behind there, and the threads like this without a single tangle, which made me very happy. This is a lot smaller. I think this one was about, I think it was 22 centimeters across, and this one is 16 centimeters, which is, I guess, about 6.5 inches. And I did not have any embroidery hoops that were small enough for this, so I have ordered some, but I think it will be a while until they show up, so I might actually have to go out and get a smaller one, just because I don't think I will be able to wait. Yeah, look at that, isn't it pretty? Oh, I'm so excited, I can hardly wait. And the other one, I mean, this one, you guys, it is just incredible. This one is called Nana Dreams. Look at that babe right there. I absolutely love this, and look at these beautiful colours that it comes in. That, I mean, it's incredible. These are all DMC threads, and I mean, yeah, this packaging is just perfect. And her shop is tamani.com. She has an Etsy shop, which is tamanahiryanai, and she also has a tamani.co.il website. I think that's in Israel. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get started on these. I want to do them both at the same time. Oh, I can't wait. I'm really hooked at this embroidery thing. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, I can't wait to get started on them. Honestly, I can't wait. I think there's just no way that I'll be able to wait until the embroidery hoops that I've ordered will show up, because I don't think I'll have the patience to do it, but you know, fingers crossed. Alrighty, what else was I planning on talking to you about? Well, maybe that was mostly it, actually. There is, I do have a couple of acquisitions that I just want to show you really quickly. And first of them, well, I showed you the lovely project bag, clearly. And you guys, I got some more stitch markers from Incredible Million Dots Eugenia. If you haven't already gone over to her Instagram or Etsy shop after me rambling on about these, it's time, you guys. It's time. She deserves all the love. I have no words for how incredibly beautiful her stitch markers are. This is a little peach, and yes, it is fuzzy. These are the most realistic stitch markers I have ever seen in my life. And we try again with the strawberry. There we go. It's just incredibly beautiful. We have a piece of pie, a piece of blackberry pie. The detailing on these are so sublime. And then have a look at this one. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's just too beautiful. And clearly, I couldn't help myself from ordering some more. These are just, I got another peach as well. My absolute favourite stitch markers in the world. They are just incredible, and yes, like I said, she sent me this lovely little progress keep as well. A little beautiful strawberry, which was incredibly kind and lovely. I mean, yeah, I don't even know what to say. They are just too pretty for words. No word in my vocabulary can measure up with this. Yeah. Another acquisition, I found this incredible vintage embroidery scissors by Sheffield, England, in this antique store that I was in last weekend. They just had to come home with me, and they are quite sharp as well. It was this adorable older man in the antique shop, and he just said, yes, they are quite lovely, they are from Sheffield. And then he just pulled out his hair and just chopped off a huge chunk of it, and he said, oh, they still cut, they're quite sharp. And yeah, I agree, they are quite sharp, and they do definitely do the job. I'll have to tighten them up a little bit, I think, but other than that, they are in top shape and very cute. Yes, so that was probably all of the acquisitions I was thinking about sharing today. A little blabber before I tune out. Feel free to be on your way if this is not what you're here for. In that case, thank you for staying with me, and hope you'll pop back in next week. Yes, we had a little road trip a couple of weeks ago. We went to visit some family for a few days in further south in Norway, which was lovely. There was some beautiful nature along that route, so I tried to post quite a few pictures on Instagram of our trip. I will pop some in at the end of the video if you're interested. And it was really lovely. We had a little family get together, and we made pizza in my parents' beautiful, huge stone pizza oven. And I got to spend time with my wonderful grandmothers, who basically taught me to knit, and yeah, whom I love very dearly. And my lovely aunt, I got to spend some time with her, and my siblings. I have two. I have a brother and a sister, and all of my nieces and nephews. And yes, it was lovely. It was just a great couple of days. And then last weekend we actually had another little road trip to another city a little bit further south, here on the west coast of Norway, because Christian had this competitive event there, and I went along to get a mini break, and you know, for moral support, yes, but honestly I was mostly there for the delicious hotel breakfast. And it was truly delicious, so that was wonderful. So I had some time off, and I got to knit quite a bit. And my sister actually She just lives a couple of hours south of where we were at, so she actually drove up there to spend some time with me, which was lovely. And so we had a lovely weekend, eating a lot of sweets and treats and just walking around exploring and knitting. I'm trying to force her to get excited about knitting. It's not really working, but she tries. She's sweet. Yes, that was mostly it. Other than that, I've pretty much been just working and working out, and that's pretty much it. I was planning, I may have mentioned this previously, I was planning on recording this quite a bit earlier, but I've had quite a few migraines for the last few weeks, which hasn't been very pleasant. And also I hit my head, which wasn't very good, and Christian ordered my brain to get bored, and because it seemed like it might have been a mild concussion there, so I had to, be quite still, and well, not still, like I could move around, but yeah, I wasn't supposed to do anything that was too exciting for my brain. So, that made my recording had to be postponed for a little bit. But no worries, everything is fine. Yeah, but still, it took a while to get back to everything and have the time to record. So there you have it. I will, however, be back next week. I'm pretty sure of it. I think this is all of my crafting. Well, actually, no. I haven't talked about this before, but I spent a few years in the fine jewellery business, and with that, I learned quite a bit about, jewellery making, and I used to make pearl necklaces and freshwater pearl necklaces and things like that. Yes, I recently just on a whim started to bead a little bit, so I made a few of these cute tiny stackable bracelets. It's so weird about this focusing today. It just does not seem to be compliant. There you have it. Just this, little stackable bracelet. Now this is not fine jewellery by any means, but I do think they are quite lovely actually. Yeah, it's fun. I like sort of delicate jewellery like this. Anyways, that was all of my crafting. There we have it, except for a couple of the whips that I haven't shown you, but one row on a vanilla sock, it's not very interesting. Oh, one more thing, I totally forgot. The vanilla socks that I knit for my niece, she absolutely loved them, and they fit like a charm, and it was these sparkly pink, lovely socks for a 6-year-old. I will pop some pictures in at the end. I was planning on filming them a little bit so that I could pop it in this episode, but I totally forgot. But I did get to take some pictures of them before I gifted them, so I'll pop them in, because that's technically a finished object. Gosh, yeah. Okay, there we have it. Now I'm going to round things off. Sorry about all the rambling. That's just how it is sometimes. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me. As always, it was lovely talking to you guys, and I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to spend some time with me. If you've had fun too, feel free to hit the thumbs up on the video and subscribe to my channel. and that really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely knitty week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!